G'day cocktail lovers, this is a riff on the old favourite, the rusty nail, called the Galvanised Nail. I found this on the Difford's Guide website, and I'm actually, as is pretty usual for me, doing my own little twist. The recipe on the site said to use apple juice. I actually made this today. It's like a sour apple syrup. If you're watching the channel regularly, you may have seen me post a video on New Year's Eve. I did a shoey. What's a shoey? Ask rational people around the world. Well, it's a weird Australian recent tradition of drinking out of a shoey. In my case, it was a boot, and it was sparkling cider that I popped the cork on at midnight and then poured some into a boot and drank it. Now, as it turns out, I did not drink much of that cider. There was a lot left, and I thought, well, I could just drink it, or I could do something with it. As an experiment, I reduced it down. By reduced it down, there's hardly any sugar in this, as it turns out. It's all water. I reduced it by about 90%, and it still wasn't syrupy. At that level of reduction, the tartness and dryness of the cider was actually quite extreme. It wasn't really usable. So I used that as a base for a syrup. Then I added water and sugar, essentially, and got quite a nice syrup, but it has this really fresh, crisp apple feel to it. And so that's what I chose to use instead of apple juice. And now, have I made a wise choice? I'm going to have a quick taste. That's good, and I feel like the syrup is really coming through in a positive way. This is how I made it. In a mixing glass, put 50 ml or just under 2 ounces of whiskey of your choice, then half an ounce or 15 ml of Drambuie or a similar liqueur, half an ounce or 15 ml of elderflower liqueur, and then I did 15 ml, half an ounce of my sour apple syrup. Add ice to the glass, stir that for 20 to 25 seconds to chill and dilute the drink, then strain that into a rocks glass over ice. I'm using some of my sexy clear ice. Look for a link at the end of the video for the easiest way to do that. A simple citrus twist as a garnish, and there we have the Galvanised Nail. I think it looks quite good, and it shows off the clear ice quite well, which I always like, and well, I can't recommend experimenting with syrups enough. You get some very interesting flavors using fruit elements in them rather than just, sugar and water. I'm looking forward to finding other ways to use this one as well. In the meantime, I'm going to sit back and enjoy this. So I hope you're having a good time wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and I do hope to see you again soon. Until such time as I do, I will say cheers.